Tonight, an already treacherous wildfire season gets even worse. From the West Coast to Atlantic Canada, more and more territory goes up in flames.
People just dropped their belongings like we did. We left our trailer down there and the boat, everything.
How those on the run are trying to preserve pieces of the lives they had to leave behind. Plus, don't click on that link.
I have people that rely on me, and you're taking everything that I had, and I didn't do it.
How to protect yourself from the latest tech scam making the rounds in Canada. And a cosmic delight for the eyes.
The Perseids meteor shower is by far the richest one with the most meteors.
What you need to avoid to catch this magnificent meteor shower.
CTV National News with Omar Sachedina. Reporting tonight, Heather Wright.
Good evening. There are nearly 730 wildfires currently burning across the country in what has become the second worst wildfire season in Canadian history. Fires are burning in every province and territory except Prince Edward Island. Today, the federal government pledged an additional $45 million for wildfire prevention and risk assessment projects, while also responding to air quality complaints from some American lawmakers who say Canada is not doing enough.
There's no people that want to do more about wildfires than Canadians. We are being affected every day in very severe ways. We've seen this in the smoke that clogs our cities. We've seen this in our communities that are evacuated.
And more people in Newfoundland were told to leave their homes today as a wildfire on the steps of the capital keeps growing, forcing the province to make difficult decisions. Here's CTV's Garrett Barry.
In the air, the battle rages against the flames below, where hundreds have left their homes. Under evacuation orders today, thousands more told to get ready because they may have to leave at a moment's notice, as a fire at the doorstep of the St. John's region grew even more threatening throughout the day.
I have 2 kids, so we're taking sentimental stuff belonging to them because we don't know where our house is going to be gone, and we need to make sure they still have some of their childhood with them.
In this neighborhood, the cascade of updates on the spread and size of the fires make it nearly impossible to look away.
We gotta trust and hope and pray. We're not getting no rain, which we need desperately, but leave our faith in responders, the firefighters, the police, let them do, because obviously they're more concerned than anybody else.
Numerous fires are burning across the province, yet another started this afternoon in the Spaniards Bay area, and flames forced the closure of the only highway connecting the south coast of the province.
So much of this province is now under direct threat from wildfire, and officials are having to make decisions about what air assets can go where and when. Premier John Hogan spent a lot of time today telling the province that those decisions are made by experts and aren't based on anybody's personal preferences.
These experts have gotten us through some disasters in the past, and they'll get us through as best we can for these disasters and future ones as well.
Officials are preparing to bring in more aerial resources from the United States at a significant cost. The Premier says it's going to be worth every penny. Garrett Barry, CTV News, St. John's.
In Nova Scotia, an emergency alert was sent out today after a fire started at the western edge of Halifax. A huge plume of smoke towered over stores and businesses in the Bears Lake area. Commercial buildings and a medical clinic had to be evacuated. 13 fire trucks along with helicopters and water bombers are all battling the flames. In New Brunswick, the province's largest fire near Miramichi has tripled in size since yesterday, while residents near the other major fire outside of Moncton have been warned to prepare to leave their homes. New Brunswick is also asking people to conserve water since the combination of high temperatures and little rain has left water levels lower than usual. And in Ontario, fire bans have been issued in multiple municipalities as crews in the province's cottage country continue to battle wildfires. A fire in the Kawartha Lakes area is now 7 times bigger than it was just yesterday. Several municipalities in the Greater Toronto and Hamilton areas have also issued burn bans until further notice. Underscoring just how dry the conditions are is a fire on Vancouver Island, which doesn't often see wildfires. It's now threatening homes, causing power outages and leaving communities cut off. CTV's BC Bureau Chief Andrew Johnson reports.
Rick Semchuk had just returned from watching his grandkids on their kayaks when he heard about the wildfire.
He says, "Damn, look, there's a fire on top of us here." I says, "What?"
The Mount Underwood fire on central Vancouver Island that's now grown to close to 14 square kilometers in just a single day.
It went all the way up over top of the ridge in 10 minutes, and the flames were incredible.
It wasn't long before the hundreds staying at the campground and marina were ordered out.
People just dropped their belongings like we did. We left our trailer down there and the boat, everything. We had our 2 grandkids with us. We just got up and got out.
The evacuation order was then expanded to dozens of rural properties. For people still in their homes, the fire is creating other problems.
Our road is unpassable.
This road connecting 2 small villages to the larger city of Port Alberni is now closed. Wendy Thompson saw the danger for herself.
I had ashes fallen on me, and I was just like, okay, it's real now. I need to get out of here.
The power is out in her community and could be for days, a potentially costly inconvenience.
That we lose everything that's in our fridge, our freezer, thinking about elders that don't have generators.
This is all happening close to 20 kilometers from the Wesley Ridge fire that led to hundreds of evacuations last week. Everyone there just got the all clear to return home yesterday.
I'm getting a mixture of anxiety and courage from the communities, getting people who are resolving to help the people around them, and that is the foundation of a strong community.
The weather isn't helping. It was 36 degrees in the area today, and more heat is expected tomorrow, but then it will cool down and rain could fall as soon as Thursday. Andrew Johnson, CTV News, Vancouver.
The extreme heat in Ottawa may have been a factor in a dramatic crash this morning. A doorbell camera captured this dump truck smashing into several parked vehicles and taking down a light pole in the suburbs of Barhaven. Paramedics say the driver experienced a medical emergency, possibly related to the heat. Tonight, Ottawa has responded to the massive tariffs imposed by China on Canadian canola exports, rejecting accusations of unfair trade practices, saying Canada does not dump canola. These duties are set to go into effect on Thursday and are prompting calls for help from farmers. Here's CTV's Judy Trin.
My farm is roughly half canola. So today is very devastating news, obviously, to me.
Andre Harp is one of 40,000 canola farmers in Canada who woke up to the news that China was imposing a 75.8% duty on the oilseed. Canola prices dropped $1 a bushel after the anti-dumping tariff was announced. More bad news for an industry contending with drought just weeks away from harvest.
Not only are we facing a yield loss, but at the same time, obviously now we're facing an income loss for whatever we do grow. So it's, right now this could be a double whammy.
In 2024, Canada exported $5 billion of canola to China. To justify its actions, China said that after conducting an investigation, it found that Canada was providing its farmers with unfair subsidies. This escalation has its roots in the former Liberal government's decision to impose tariffs on electric vehicles.
We will be introducing a 100% tariff on Chinese-made electric vehicles.
The previous government in Ottawa had done this to align its policy on China with that of Washington, but we didn't get any brownie points.
The canola industry generates more than $40 billion annually and employs 200,000 people. Saskatchewan's premier says that's bigger than the steel, aluminum, and auto industry combined.
Canola producers hit with these Chinese tariffs, I would say that they deserve the same attention by our federal government and our prime minister as we're seeing in other industries.
Premier Moe says canola farmers need more financial assistance and that it's time for Prime Minister Mark Carney to meet with President Xi Jinping to improve the trade relationship. Heather.
All right, CTV's Judy Trin in the nation's capital. Thanks, Judy. Ottawa is gearing up to fast-track so-called nation-building projects, which could include liquefied natural gas. The Prime Minister has pledged to turn Canada into an energy superpower, but it's unclear whether that will mean tearing up more climate policies from the previous Liberal government. CTV's Rachel Aiello on the plan and the impact it could have on the environment.
I know there are buyers.
Canada's energy minister making it clear today that he thinks there's a case for Canadian liquefied natural gas projects to be among those fast-tracked under the new Building Canada Act.
What I can tell you from the conversations that the Prime Minister has been having, the Minister of Foreign Affairs has been having, the Minister of International Trade has been having, the conversations I've been having, our allies are very interested in Canadian LNG.
The minister said the federal government is ready to decide which projects to designate as in the national interest as soon as proponents for those energy or other projects, such as private and Indigenous stakeholders, start presenting their proposals.
I would expect you would see a rolling set of announcements over the fall as different projects mature and meet the criteria.
There are multiple LNG projects in the works that could see Canada ship millions more tons of natural gas per year. And the sector says the global demand for cleaner energy is growing.
More customers, more shipments, more LNG export facilities means more jobs for Canadians.
Though this environmental economist says a single LNG project can produce emissions equivalent to 1 million cars.
When you're putting in these big, large, lumpy emission projects, you need some pretty strong policy to counter the emissions.
Today, Hodgson said the government remains committed to its climate objectives, but he wouldn't rule out easing federal emissions targets to move these projects forward.
We're focused on results, not how we get there.
Pressed repeatedly on whether the new Liberal government is willing to rescind the old Liberal government's contentious environmental policies, the minister said the powers that Cabinet now has through Bill C5 will allow them to deal with any issues that may arise on a case-by-case basis. Heather?
All right, thank you, Rachel. CTV's Rachel Aiello in Ottawa. Canada has joined an international call for unrestricted aid to be allowed into Gaza. 24 foreign ministers, including Anita Anand, signed the document. It says the humanitarian suffering in Gaza has reached unimaginable levels, and urgent action is needed now to halt and reverse starvation. The letter calls on Israel to stop restricting international aid and to use all routes to get food, water, and medicine into the enclave. Israel controls aid entering the Gaza Strip and denies that widespread starvation is taking place. Scorching heat has left water levels in many Canadian lakes and rivers exceptionally low, including along the St. Lawrence, where a cargo ship is stuck in the channel near Montreal. CTV's Quebec Bureau Chief Geneviève Beauchemin reports on the traffic jam and the long-term impact it could have on the supply chain.
A cargo ship, the Federal Yamaska, is beached into the sand and clay of the bottom of the now rather shallow St. Lawrence. The Coast Guard is on hand and says low water levels didn't cause this ship to run aground.
He has a complete loss of engine at 5:45 this morning.
Still, the vessel is now partially stuck, complicating navigation on a crucial shipping channel that's already under close low water level surveillance. Large boats have now been ordered to slow down here, and many already had to carry less cargo. This along a channel where 37 metric tons of goods normally travel each year. Now that could deliver a hit to the supply chain, the economy. Just one way the drying up rivers and lakes impact Canadians' lives. The days of oppressive heat and weeks with little rain in Quebec and Ontario are partly to blame.
The St. Lawrence is fed by two main regulated watersheds, the Great Lakes and the Ottawa River. So the lack of precipitation creates less water in those bodies of water and then less in the St. Lawrence River as well.
Normally sunken treasures, or rather debris, is now resurfacing. Harbour masters witnessed the result.
That's having an impact on boating. We're seeing boats colliding with underwater objects and getting stuck.
Several municipalities have issued restrictions, no watering lawns, as they struggle to keep filtration plants producing much-needed drinking water. But crops are also impacted, and so is the production of hydroelectricity. According to the Coast Guard, it's not clear just how the low water levels here will affect the refloating plan and just how long this ship will be part of the landscape here. Geneviève Beauchemin, CTV News, Verchères, Quebec.
Coming up, victimized by a phone scam.
I have people that rely on me, and you're taking everything that I had.
Why this woman's bank said it couldn't reimburse money hacked from her account. Plus, Taylor's new era, an announcement Swifties will remember all too well. We have an update tonight on the man charged with dangerous driving in a crash that killed a father of 3. The 18-year-old is also accused of crashing into a vehicle carrying Ontario's premier in January and was in court today. CTV's John Woodward has more.
Jaywin Kirubananthan appeared in Newmarket Court by phone Tuesday afternoon in advance of a bail hearing Wednesday. He's charged with several counts, including dangerous driving causing death, and accused of fleeing the scene after a horrific head-on crash earlier this month that claimed the life of Andrew Cristillo and seriously injured his wife and 3 daughters, 7-year-old Leah, 6-year-old Chloe, and 4-year-old Ella.
The girls are recovering from life-altering injuries. It's very difficult.
And it wasn't the first crash. Kirubananthan was also charged back in January with dangerous driving in a collision with a car carrying Ontario's premier. A family member at Kirubananthan's Oshawa home referred questions to his lawyer. We took a look at that driver's history here at the Oshawa courthouse. It turns out after that crash with the premier's car, he was charged with dangerous driving under the criminal code and stunt driving under the Highway Traffic Act. While he likely faced a 30-day initial suspension for the stunt driving charge, there were no further conditions imposed on his driving pending his criminal trial. That's astonishing, says road safety advocate Jess Speaker.
In a case where a driver is charged with dangerous driving, why on earth do we allow them to continue driving?
Cristillo's wife, Christina, has been diagnosed with stage 4 breast cancer. Her family has lost its main breadwinner. She wrote on a GoFundMe page, "I've been fighting breast cancer for the past few years, doing everything I can to be here for my daughters. Now I'm facing the unimaginable, raising them without their dad while still fighting for my own health."
Their mother is a hero, has been from day one, and I know she's there for those children. And
That page has so far raised more than $350,000. John Woodward, CTV News.
Still ahead, a new text scam on the rise. What to look out for after 2 women lost thousands of dollars. Scams are basically everywhere. Calls, texts, emails, and it's why we want to share the stories of 2 viewers who each had their bank accounts hacked, costing them thousands of dollars. It all happened after they clicked on a link. Here's CTV's Pat Foran.
Just be careful.
Christina Petrozelli of Mississauga got a link that said she had to click on it to decline a purchase. Concerned she was being scammed, she did, but it led to her being hacked and her bank account being taken over.
I clicked decline, and I guess that's where the scam was, because me clicking decline was them having access to my account.
Petrozelli was scammed out of just over $22,000. Her bank is RBC, and she was shocked to be told because she had granted the scammers access to her account, she won't be reimbursed.
I have feelings, and I have people that rely on me, and you're taking everything that I had, and I didn't do it.
A spokesperson for RBC told CTV News, "We are unable to share details. However, RBC will never ask you to download a remote access application."
I clicked the link and I updated my information. And then the next thing you know, my phone stopped working.
Christy Seymour of Oshawa also clicked on a link she thought was updating her credit card. Her phone was hacked and scammers got into her account and stole almost $29,000. She had called Wealthsimple for 3 days to block her account, but couldn't get through.
That was all of the money I've saved my entire life, and it's just gone, and they're not taking any responsibility for their part of the problem.
Wealthsimple told Seymour, "Your account appears to have been accessed by an individual to whom you've authorized via a phishing scam."
They're getting more and more targeted, more personalized, and more sophisticated.
Cybersecurity experts say everyone should be using dual-factor authentication to add another layer of protection and be cautious of all links you receive.
The 3 things that they're counting on are surprise, urgency, and that need to respond.
After CTV News contacted Wealthsimple, they reviewed Seymour's case and said, "As a gesture of goodwill, we have reimbursed the losses she experienced while trying to contact our team." She was given a full refund of almost $29,000, which was great news for her. Pat Foran, CTV News.
Is it cute or scary? Maybe both. Either way, Laboos are the item of the summer and also one of the hottest targets for thieves. Police in Southern California just tracked down thousands of dollars worth of the trendy toy. Investigators recovered around $30,000 worth of Laboos, which had been snatched from a warehouse. They also found evidence the suspects were planning to resell them. The collectible plush toys have exploded in popularity this year and are highly sought after by collectors. Still ahead, a celestial sight to behold, when you should head outside and look up to catch one of the universe's most spectacular light shows. Taylor Swift is ushering in her next era, making the surprise announcement with the help of boyfriend Travis Kelce and his brother Jason during a teaser for an upcoming episode of their podcast, New Heights.
What do we got?
We got
a briefcase.
Yep.
Mint green with TS on it.
Yep.
What's in it?
This is my brand new album, The Life of a Showgirl. To show you something.
The Life of a Showgirl will be the Grammy winner's 12th studio album. No release date has been announced, but her website shows vinyl editions will ship out before October 13th. A much anticipated meteor shower is set to peak tonight and tomorrow morning, lighting up the skies in a shimmering display. CTV's Kathy Lee shows us how you can catch this celestial phenomenon.
As darkness falls around this time of year, the sky puts on a dazzling performance. The Perseids truly steal the spotlight.
They are so unique and different because they're becoming at different directions and all different colors.
And when the kaleidoscope of lights dance across the cosmic canvas tonight, this Calgary photographer is hoping to capture the brilliant spectacle.
I'll find somewhere to go that's got nice foreground where I can actually aim towards the east because that's where all the action is going to be.
The east is where the Perseus constellation lives and where the meteors shoot out of. Compared to other celestial phenomenons, the Perseid meteor shower is out of this world.
We have meteor showers every month, but the Perseid meteor shower is by far the richest one with the most meteors.
Up to 100 shooting stars can be seen during the Perseid meteor shower, but conditions have to be right. A clear sky in a dark area, away from city lights. The Perseids come from a comet called Swift-Tuttle. The comet's dust particles enter Earth's atmosphere and get scooped up by the planet and burned up.
It will be less than a second. These Perseids are quite fast. So they enter the atmosphere at the speed of 50 times the speed of a bullet.
The super fast speeds,
if you're not looking in the right direction, you'll totally miss it.
Make it tough for a photographer to do his work.
You need a lot of patience. There's never a guarantee you're going to nail the right shot.
But even if the perfect shot doesn't happen, witnessing the star-studded event is still worth it. Kathy Lee, CTV News, Calgary.
And that is our newscast for this Tuesday. For all of us here at CTV National News, thank you for watching. And to my niece Blair, happy birthday. We will see you all tomorrow.